Yeah.
But this whole idea of what Peter's going through and how he's already starting to act and what do you think we can learn from this personally?
Okay, so taking a pause from the story and zooming out a little bit more to get a little bit more philosophical, the thing that stood out to me while I was reading this chapter was the inwardly perplexed portion of it. And I mean, I wrote it down in my notebook. It says he was inwardly perplexed, and while Peter was still pondering the vision. You know, I don't think that we as a church find it hard to receive a word from God. Not always. I think there are more of us likely than not who have received some type of word that, I knew that was, there was something to that. Okay. There was some sauce on that. All or right. I went to service and I heard somebody say something and that hit me right there. But you know what, church, the power is not in receiving the word, the power is in walking the word out.
There it is. Yep.
So I think for Peter, what was so impactful for me was Peter didn't just dismiss this as, I'm just really hungry. This was a trance. Like, I know that this was something that God was saying to me, but I'm just going to make an excuse about it, or I'm just going to say, I'll put that off till later, or something like that. He's wrestling with this word that he's gotten from God. He's wrestling with this thing. And I think what he was doing is he's trying to figure out, how do I apply this now to my life?
Bacon.
And I think that, yeah, exactly. Bacon. How do I eat bacon? How do I
Praise God.
That's how he applies it right there.
We're going to ask the Gentiles who are coming. You know, I think that he's taking the time to think about, and I think this is how this can apply for us. I think we need to take the time when we hear something from God, whether, you hear something from God saying something along the lines of, I want you to spend more time with me. If we don't put the time into wrestling with that word, okay, what does it look like for me to spend more time with God? Look at my calendar, break it down. Okay, I'm giving him an hour of my week. He wants me to take more of that. Holy Spirit, you want me to take an hour and a half? You want me to take 2? Wrestling, inwardly perplexed, but trying to figure out, okay, how do I apply this to my life more than what I was doing before?